Good morning. This is Suzy Q and Suzy Q's book club, and we are continuing the book Angels by Charlie Shamp. And I've gotten so much out of it. In fact, a few minutes ago, I did a video of a vision that God gave me, and it was talking about God was going to blow on his church, his body, and fan the flames of revival within the individual, within the church as a whole. But each individual, he was going to blow on that spark inside them. You know, even if it was just a smoldering reed, a smoldering wick, he was going to blow on it, and it was going to produce flames of revival. And I was just glancing through this book that I'm reading, and in the next couple chapters is going to talk about that. So that is just more confirmation that what God showed me last Sunday is going to happen. And it is actually in the process of happening as we speak. So anyway, we are on chapter 6, talking about ministering angels. And I'm on the section of guardians. So what we do know is there's like 3 different spheres of angels. There's the glory angels, the governmental angels, there's the ministering angels. We're working on the ministering angels. And within that, they have different assignments. Different angels have different assignments, different ranks within those spheres. And we're going to talk about the guardians. And I believe that each believer, each person who is coming into the kingdom of God, that are the inheritance of the kingdom, they are assigned guardian angels. And so we're going to talk about that. So guardians, depending on how you interpret the following verse, it seems that there are guardian angels according to Jesus's word to his disciples. See that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say to you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. Matthew 18:10. Emphasis added. Okay. St. Thomas Aquinas holds that from the very moment of his birth, man has an angel guardian appointed to him. One of the most treasured beliefs held by many people is that each person has an appointed guardian angel to watch over them. Although the Bible never uses the term guardian angel, there are examples of angels being assigned to protect human beings. See Acts 12:6-10. Angels are celestial messengers that move at the speed of light to carry out God's will. In times of peril, guardian angels are God's servants sent to rescue us. Guardian angels can give comfort, offer guidance, and bring people and opportunities into your life. Mike Aquilani, I don't know how to say his name, so anyway, writes about such an experience from a friend he knew in his book, Angels of God. A friend of mine, a noted Harvard-trained philosopher, was an unbeliever as a young man. One day he was swimming in the ocean and the undertow swept him away. He knew he was drowning with no hope of rescue, when suddenly a strong arm grabbed him and towed him to shore. The rescuer was a big, muscle-bound guy. When my sputtering friend tried to thank him, the guy laughed at him and then vanished. Wow. This marked a milestone on my friend's road to conversion. All right, section 6 of chapter 6. Ministering spirits. Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister to them who shall be heirs of salvation? Barnes' notes affords us some input into the key verse concerning the ministry of angels. The proper meaning of the word here oh goodness, I can't say it. Anyway, liturgica. I don't know. I think it's Latin, but I don't know. Maybe it's Hebrew. Anyway, hence our word liturgy is pertaining to public service or the service of the people, and is applied particularly to those who are engaged in the public service of the temple. They were those who rendered aid to others, who were helpers of servants. Such is the meaning as used here. They are employed to render aid or assistance to others, sent forth, appointed by God for this. They are sent and are under his control, are in a subordinate capacity. They are called to strengthen and encourage the saints in their time of need, whatever the need might be. Angels are heaven's Levites to serve God's people, and their minister is similar to that of a deacon in the New Testament. Angels then are heavenly deacons to support us in all kinds of conditions, as we shall see in these verses. So this is ministering spirits. After the brutal verbal attack of the devil upon our Lord, heaven's angels were there immediately to assist him. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, an angel came and ministered unto him. After the Pentecostal outpouring in Jerusalem, there were hundreds getting saved and gathering together with the apostles. Miracles and signs and wonders accompanied them everywhere they went. The high priest had enough so long as his associates. They arrested the apostles and put them in prison. The high priest had enough so along with his associates. They arrested the apostles and put them in prison. The angels came to their rescue and support, but the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, Go, stand, and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life. After Paul's trial before King Agrippa, he was placed on a ship and sent to Italy, where he would make his appeal before Caesar. You probably know the story. When they sailed close to Crete, the winds picked up and tumultuous storms prevailed against them. Everyone was afraid and had done everything they could do. During the middle of the night, Paul had a dream and was eager to share the dream with his comrades on the ship. For there stood by me this night the angel of God, who I am and whom I serve, saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar, and lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee. So it's talking about the ministering angels. So they minister in times of need. All right. And executors of the divine will of God. And that's the last section of chapter 6. So I'm just going to go ahead, since I think I have some time left. Let me see what time it is. Oh, yeah, just a few more minutes. So we will finish this chapter so we can get into some other good stuff coming up in the next chapter. All right, so executors of the divine will of God. Angels are chosen by God to be the architect and facilitator of his will for his people, as indicated in Psalms 103, verse 20. Bless the Lord, you his angels, mighty in strength, who perform his word, obeying the voice of his word. Gabriel promises Zechariah that his wife shall have a child. That child is John the Baptist. The angel answered and said unto him, I am Gabriel, who stands in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you, to bring you this good news. Initiated by the cry of God's people in Egypt, God sends an angel to deliver them from slavery. I tell you what, that is a word right there, because I believe that's what's going to happen. God is going to send his angels to deliver his people from the slavery and the bondage of this globalist government. And so we are ripe. We are ripe. We are in position to see the outpouring, to see angelic activity, because God is not silent. God is not oblivious to what is going on and what is happening in this world and what is happening to his people, his children, the heirs of salvation. He is not blind. He is seeing what's happening, and it is going to, the bowl is going to be tipped. The bowl is going to be tipped. And when that bowl is tipped with the inequities, with all this, the persecution of the saints, that's when God is going to send his angels. He is going to blow on his church, and we're going to see the power of God come alive in our day, in our time. We're going to see signs and miracles that is greater than what was seen in the early church. I'm telling you what, I believe this. I believe this with every ounce of my being, that we are stepping into a supernatural period of time, and there's going to be no excuse for people to turn their backs on God. They're going to do it because God has allowed them to give themselves over to their reprobate mind. And so but I am not going to be on that side. I'm going to stand in alignment with what God is doing. And I encourage you to do that too. I love it how, Charlie Shamp was saying last night, and this is what you're seeing come to pass is going to be the confrontation between the bride of Christ and the whore of Babylon. What we're seeing is a Babylon system that is being built. We're seeing it. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you should be able to see it, what we are seeing. But God is going to come with his 10,000s of his angels. His angels are going to come and minister and help go alongside the bride. We are going to see a spectacle like we have never seen before. I believe that. Because, Jesus is coming back for a glorious bride, a glorious and powerful bride, not a beat up, disgusted, sick, poor, broke bride. He's coming back for a glorious one. And that is what's happening. The church is being filtered. You're seeing the remnant arise to the top, the cream rise to the top. We are seeing this happening right before our eyes. And then God is going to blow on that remnant. He only needs a handful. He only needs a handful. Just ask Gideon. But he's going to blow on the church, and you're going to see her arise and shine. I'm telling you, this is going to happen. I believe that. So now let me go back to the book. Let's see. Oh, but there was something else he said yesterday. He says, I will not bow a knee to the government. The only knee I'll bow will be to the worship of King Jesus. And that should be your motto. That should be your stance. I will not bow to earthly government. I will only bow a knee to the worship of Jesus Christ, my King, and my heavenly King. And so I encourage you to get that deep down inside, because you have to make that decision before the situation happens or arises. You have to settle that in your spirit, that I will align with Christ. I will align with what he's doing. And yes, we're all going to get to that point where we're like, okay, that's going to be tested. That's going to be tested. I find I'm tested more with family than anything else. But you know what? And fellow believers, yes. But I will stand. I believe that God will send his angels to protect me and to keep me and protect me. But I have to settle it in my heart before the time arises that I will stand. I will not bow to the government. I will only bow to King Jesus. Okay, let's go back to, let's see. Okay. Alrighty. So, initiated by the cry of God's people in Egypt, God sends an angel to deliver them from slavery. But when we cried out to the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel and brought us out from Egypt. That's going to happen. We are in that time right now. We're seeing that the Babylon system, the world system, the Egyptian system, however you want to put it, whatever, type and shadow you want to line up, that's where we're at. And God is drawing his church out. He is drawing his body out. He is delivering his people. You watch. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, here is the final story. King Sennacherib was on a killing spree and was looking to expand his territory. The land of Judah was next, but the prophet told King Hezekiah not to worry about Sennacherib's threat and foretold the Assyrian king's death by the sword. Sennacherib besieged the town of Libnah and left the besieged city to attack the king of Egypt. Sennacherib sent a message to Hezekiah demanding his surrender before leaving. Hezekiah despaired, and Isaiah once again sent him a prophecy reassuring him of Judah's safety and Assyria's defeat. 2 Kings 19:35 tells us that an angel of the Lord killed 185,000 Syrian soldiers that night. And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians and 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. Sennacherib returned to Nineveh, where he was later killed by his own sons. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look, whose side do you want to be on? Whose side do you want to be on? You might not be seeing that victory now, but you could go to bed and wake up and you know what? God had defeated all of your enemies right before while you were sleeping. So, we have to stand. We have to stand even if we don't see it. But you know what? God was so gracious because he kept sending Hezekiah reassurance that he's got this, that he's going to defend them and protect them. And all he did, he had to rest. He had to rest. When he was asleep in rest, that's when God took out his enemies. So while if we are in fear and scared, that's when, we just need to trust God, and he will reconfirm. He will confirm his word with us. He will confirm what he's doing. But once we rest, we take our hands off of it, when we stop panicking and living in anxiety over the situation, that's when God is allowed. He can take out our enemies. He can go before us. His angels will fight our battles for us. Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. So I don't care if your enemy is sickness or disease. I don't care if your enemy is lack or financial lack, or I don't care if it's, whatever. It could be, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but the enemy uses people against us. But you know what? God, if you rest, if you take that rest, if you enter that rest, then he will fight the battle for you. Wow, that's powerful. Often there are angels around us, but not seen. Oh, I believe that. I believe there's angels in this room. I believe that they are. I believe that I've encountered angelic activity, that I've seen glimpses, like just like a glimpse of angelic activity. And I'm excited because I believe that God will honor me and open my eyes even greater because I'm seeking his word. I'm seeking a relationship with him. And I am exposing myself to information that will make that realm more of a reality in my life. So anyway, often there are angels around us, but not seen. Sometimes they are, but seen or unseen, they're always near. Especially if we got those guardian angels that are here their sole purpose is to protect the heirs of salvation. So if we have our own guardian angel, and I know people that know their names. They've engaged with their guardian angels, and they actually know their names, and they actually said that they actually look like you, you know. So God has assigned that angel to protect you. They even look like you. They resemble you. That's cool. That's awesome. And they have a name. I would like to find out what my guardian angel's name is. We'll see. Let's see. They are often things that the angels have done, and we don't realize it. At other times, it is more dramatic as we stare at an angel right in front of us. There too. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. At other times, it is more dramatic as we stare at an angel right in front of us. There to help us in times of need. Sometimes their assignments are very grand and have significance for the whole world. Sometimes the messages are more private. Occasionally, the angelic purpose is to warn, but most often it is to comfort, to provide some form of merciful attention, and to give guidance in difficult times. As God's unrivaled As God's unrivaled angels are providing protection, assistance, guidance, and comfort to his creation, these ministering angels also provide something else we need: sterling examples of what it means to lead lives of ministering to others. Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome to know that we are not alone, that God has sent us help in the angelic realm, help in the supernatural realm. And we have to understand and learn how to cooperate and work with them, how to, we are in partnership with heaven, the heavenly realms and the earthly realm. We are in partnership so that God's will be done here on earth. And we get to participate. Just think about it. We get to participate. We don't have to live in ignorance and not knowing what's going on around us. We just have to engage. We have to engage by studying the word and learning and letting God move in your spirit and talk to you and speak to you and be silent so that he can talk to you. And he will reveal things to you. He will give you revelation where you didn't know. He said he will teach you all things. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about what God is doing in this day, in our time. You and I just happen to be. God planned us to be here on planet Earth in this time of all the hundreds and thousands of years of human history. God chose you and me to be here at this very moment. That's because he planned, he prepared us, he made us to be able to live in this particular time in human history for a purpose. We have a purpose and a plan, and he knows that you can handle it. That's why he put you here. That's why he put you here in this time, in this season where you are. And so I'm excited because he's also provided us angelic support, backup. So anyway, all right, guys, love you. I've got to head off to work. Y'all have a great day, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.